So how good is the Hermit Druid combo? Welcome to a cEDH TV data-oriented video reviewing this card. So first and foremost, it's not a new card, it's an old card, but it's been running around in various tournaments for a while, which means that we have data on its current success. But it is also worth mentioning that it has been receiving some update. For example, Tyvar Jubilant Brawler is able to reanimate Hermit Druid and also allow it to activate on the same turn you're putting it into play. And the big trick for those that don't know is that you're milling Dread Return and Fasa's Oracle to your graveyard. And from there you can flashback Dread Return by sacrificing 3 creatures, no mana spent whatsoever, to reanimate Fasa's Oracle, and as you've milled your entire library, you win the match. And that takes us to the main course of this video. How good is it? How good have it been performing in various tournaments? And the answer is, yeah. So what you're seeing here is that we're excluding Dockside Extortionist. The reason we're doing that is because we're excluding red, basically. You see, Hermit Druid and Fasa's and Dread Return are usually played in TNT, Tymna Thrasius, and some other non-red color identity combinations. The Master Transcendent is also playing Hermit Druid quite a lot currently. But what you're seeing here is a 21.74 win rate with a total of 76 tournament entries from it. But here I would like to make a short pause on this video and mention that I have made a video showcasing the backside, how I'm basically calculating all of the stuff that you're seeing in these video tutorials showcasing data and win rate percentage. It is something that people basically asked for, and yeah, I delivered. You can find that video in the link in the below of this video. And you can also maybe find that code somewhere around there as well, to basically calculate the mathematical statistics on how this was basically calculated out, so to say. But now back to this video. Now what I do is usually look at different angles and aspect, moving around different card combinations. So now we're not excluding anything, we're now including the same cards as before, Hermit Druid, Dread Return, and Fasa's Oracle, but also Dockside Extortionist. And you can see that the win rate suddenly bumped up a bit. So we basically went from this to an improvement to this. And also the sample size dropped drastically, because red color identity decks usually don't play Hermit Druid. And looking at, for example, Tyvar, together with Dockside Extortionist and Hermit Druid, we're seeing something like this. And now, by the way, we're also excluding Ad Nauseam. And suddenly the win rate looks pretty amazing. However, we can't really trust the sample size here. We've only found 18 tournament entries doing this, but we're receiving something of a promise, 26.67% win rate, but once again the result is not statistically significant, but it's showcasing a potential. But I have some sad news. Most of the different combinations I did take a look at is just showcasing that is showcasing a potential, that is showcasing like, oh, okay, look, it's actually doing something here. It's also just too few sample sizes to really say anything. This is basically if you're playing some form of Thrasius Vile Smasher, where you have access to all 4 but white color identities, and you're excluding Ad Nauseam here. Maybe I should explain why I started to exclude Ad Nauseam. So here I have Ad Nauseam, Dockside, and Hermit Druid, and we have 62 decks that have actually played this combination, and that is taking it into the higher end of the sample size, which makes it result being statistically significant, so we can trust the win rate, but the win rate is in the negative, 18.73, which is why I started to look at different combinations like this, where suddenly we're excluding Ad Nauseam and the win rate goes up, but the sample size is just too small. So this is something we will be seeing more of in the future, potentially, if people are experimenting with it more. But we do have some clear signs. Now we're not excluding Dockside at all, we're having Dockside as a maybe inside and sometimes outside. But we're playing all the 3 cards together with Ad Nauseam, and still not so great. I even took a look at if we're ignoring Ad Nauseam and looking at Necropotence instead, and still didn't look that great either. And also, the sample size is just 14, so nothing. And yes, I did take a look at Hermit Druid only, excluding both Ad Nauseam and Dockside, and still the win rate is pretty bad. Sample size is pretty high though. Another word I mentioned that is very popular together with Hermit Druid usually is Divining Witch, which is a variation to Consult basically. But also this is not showcasing a good result, and the popularity is very small. And basically the sad truth is that Hermit Druid currently doesn't seem to be showcasing a good promise. It seems to be a bad combo on potential paper. Now, whenever I found one of these results that showcased a good result with Hermit Druid, it was just too small sample size. But there is one thing we can actually do to figure out its potential. You see, we can put Hermit Druid in the exclusion. So now we're playing some confirmed good cards, Dockside, Talion, Phasas and such, and we have a really high sample size of 1082, and we're excluding the entire Hermit Druid package, basically Dread Return, Hermit Druid and Tyvar. And we're seeing a win rate of 24.12, which is good. We can look at other potential combinations, swapping out Talion for Necropotence. The sample size increased, we have more decks that have been brought to tournaments with this, and we have a higher win rate, 25.24. And then we have some other potential combinations like Dockside, Phantasmal Image and Wheel of Fortune, also confirmed being really good cards in general. We have an Play All Cards 2094, and we have a win rate of 24.76. And we're here excluding Hermit Druid from those three cards. So yeah, the basic verdict seems like Hermit Druid doesn't really take the win rate off the ground. It doesn't really boost the potential from that for that deck. Whatever combination of different cards I looked at and got a high sample size, the win rate was always low. And whenever I got a win rate that was really promising, the sample size was just too small, which indicates that we need to see this combo and card more in action to have a better view of it, with newer variations of like Tyvar and such. Like, this is something worthy to try out and test. It's cut ad nauseum, play red, add Tyvar, and it seems to be a potential there. Like, I could say that this might be something I could recommend, but I can't say for certain that this is a win rate we're going to keep. But once again, whenever you're basically looking at excluding Hermit Druid, it seems to be doing great. So the overall verdict is that Hermit Druid is not a good combo. And I would like to point something out here as well. Hermit Druid is not winning the popularity vote. What I mean by that is people are opting away from this strategy. You see, player experience matters too. If people have been playing Hermit Druid for a while and realized it's not really working out, they're swapping out those cards for some other cards we've looked at in this video, like some Adnos and some other potential stuff. And it seems to be working better for them in their experience. They're not gonna pick and go back to Hermit Druid, which leads to a smaller sample size. So a smaller sample size is usually also telling you that it's not great. And once again, Hermit Druid have been around for quite a while. It's not a new card, so people have had a lot of potential experience testing it out and more or less abandoned it. So the finishing touch is very simple. There are some future potential, who knows, maybe Wizards of the Coast will be printing some new cool cards like Tyvar to boost Hermit Druid's potential. But overall it's something you should be cautious about. I'm not telling you to not play Hermit Druid, please do, and go with it to tournaments. That will calculate more data for me, so that's a good thing for me. But I can't sit here and recommend it brought to tournaments. If you enjoy the combo, however, still play it and go for it. You should be playing things that you consider fun, not just because you wanna win. But I can't be sitting here and basically recommending it. It's actually looking in the opposite direction in general. In any case, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and you got something out of it. As some of you know, I've been working on a form of CEDH tier list. A combo tier list, that is. Going over combo by combo from various different tournament performance, just getting an overall overview of them. And I will be back with more in the future. So until then, take care guys, and see you next time.